So it's showing. All right, check audio. Let's see, go live on Facebook. All right, so I'm live on Facebook.
You are showing.
hmm Let's go see if I'm live on. All
I don't
right, we
see
live.
mine yet.
I see I'm live on YouTube. All right, perfect. All right, we game on now. Ooh,
You are. I think
yeah, I got you. So that was me just putting a comment in there.
it's live on Facebook.
Mhm. Yep.
You on YouTube? You come up yet?
Yeah, mine shows I'm broadcasting live on YouTube now.
Let me try mine.
I just got an email notification stating that I was live.
Shows upcoming on mine. Oh no, it's live.
Yeah.
Shows upcoming.
Yours is live too, because I see your subscription. It says Real Run TV and it's live. I'm subscribed to your channel and it shows you're live.
Okay, let me
Yes,
just check
sir.
Instagram. We'll get ready to start.
But my Facebook is not showing both of us, it's just showing me.
Hey, mine's showing me. You know what? Because we're not friends on Facebook.
Uh, Let's go live. Let's see if the. Hey, Lauren, what's going on? We about to do a podcast. We're about to do a podcast on Harley content. About to do a podcast on Harley content. You'll see all of the goodies. All of the goodies. Everything's good. So yeah, we're gonna be broadcasting live in a couple of minutes, guys. We're gonna wait till 8 o'clock to start the show. We got one more minute. What's going on, Hood? Yeah, we broadcasting from all streams. I got my little whiskey glass with me tonight. Y'all can appreciate. I know everybody always wants to know when I'm sipping. Yeah. Ron, do you drink?
On occasion.
Occasion? Okay. I'm a brown liquor drinker for sure. Brown liquor for sure. And tonight we got us something a little smooth tonight. You know, this a little Rocky Patel vintage 99 Connecticut. You know, this the sit by the pool cigar. This the sit by the pool cigar. Yeah.
I don't see my Instagram live yet. It's weird.
Hey, Hood, listen, you want that S2 Mulholland? Hey, bro, I got you, man. Don't worry. Let me know when you're ready, okay? I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you back. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get started in a few minutes. We're gonna get into the chat real quick, and we're gonna start. We're gonna kick this party off live.
All right. Let's see.
There you go. So we got a couple of viewers on. Yeah, we got a couple of them. So we're gonna go from there. Enjoy ourselves. Watch the election. I'm not talking any politics tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
But I will.
Uh-oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta appreciate it. You understand? You gotta appreciate it. Yeah, for
All right,
sure.
let me start the intro while I wait for some people to come in.
Okay.
I can find it. So work out all the kinks in this one.
They understand. We just talking Harleys. Just talking Harleys.
All right, roll the 2 minute intro.
Seven, six, four, three.
Man, that's amazing every time. That never gets old.
Yeah, it's not letting me hide it. All right, forget it. I can pop off that. All right. Let me get a real chat box here. It's just not working.
Let's go this way. Plug it in so you can figure it out.
For those of you tuning in, bear with us for some technical difficulties. It's a brand new software we're both trying to figure out.
Mhm.
So just give me a minute.
Okay, it's good. Leave it alone. All right, guys. So yeah, man. For all my Facebook followers, we are going live on YouTube right now. You can go to Real Ron TV or you can watch it on Stoga Side. You'll see the full in-depth conversation, topics, comments, all of the good things. Right? You'll see that in there.
All right, I'm still trying to figure this out. So, welcome to episode number 2 as we continue to figure this out. Tonight, we have a special guest, and he's the sales manager at, can I say where?
Yep.
Palm Beach, Harley, Palm Beach, Florida, if you're not from here. And they have enough of my money, and I'm not giving him any more of my money. But he's on tonight to talk about some tips that you might help you guys out. Anybody looking? It applies to pretty much any Harley dealership, I'm sure. But some stuff that I'm sure not everybody knows. So we could talk about that. We're also going to talk about possibly like planning a destination, whether it's a weekend trip or a longer. Like, where have you guys been on your motorcycle? And what's the limit? How far would you like to go? Just a couple of topics tonight we're going to touch on. It is election night. So he's not allowed to talk about politics because he's representing a brand. I can talk about it, but this is not for politics. I will probably put some results up occasionally, keep you guys busy. But while we're waiting for these election results to come in, let's talk some Harleys. So you want to take it from here? Talk about what you
Yeah,
do at Palm Beach?
yeah, man. So I am the sales manager at Palm Beach Harley Davidson. I am a YouTuber also. I have my own YouTube channel called Stogicide. Basically, it's the combination of most bikers, where it is Harleys. Well, I shouldn't say Harleys, but it's bikes, cigars, and brown liquor. The channel is designed primarily and solely based around Harley, but we welcome all two wheel enthusiasts. We welcome all two-wheel enthusiasts, and the brand is also showing, like I said, cigars. I am smoking, or I am about to smoke, a Rocky Patel Vintage 99 Connecticut. It's like a light smoke Connecticut, almost like a sit by the pool type of cigar, right? In my little whiskey glass, right? Um, I have me some Johnny Walker Blue. That's kind of like my go-to. Between that and Woodford Reserve, that's kind of what I like, and we kind of go from there. Starting the party off, a lot of people ask me about, you know, um, different things that come up within Harley, right? I get a million and one questions on a daily basis. Some things I can show, and then some things I can't, right? For various reasons. But the good part is that as candid as I can be, I promise you I will not mislead you in any way, shape, or form. Right? I won't do that. I try to stick to the integrity of Harley, to the integrity of still being a salesperson or a sales manager, rising through the ranks and developing the skill. And hopefully, one day we can own our own dealership. One day, right? That is the ultimate goal. Um, but did you the as far as I kind of want to kind of dive into something real quick, Ron. What do you think about trades right now? Let's talk about that, right? Because that's kind of like the hot topic. Um, the trades and what people value and where they go to get their values and what their bikes are worth and things of that nature. Have you, as a civilian, heard anything like about trades? Do you know how? Like, what would you do if you wanted to find out the value of your bike? Let's kind of start there.
The Blue Book, NADA Blue Book is probably the best that spot. I mean, if you're looking to sell it privately, you
Hmm.
could go on, you know, any the private sites that sell, like, was it the bike?
Cycle
Got the
trader.
name. Cycle Trader, right?
Hmm.
Cycle Trader, you kind of see what your type of bike and mile that's selling it privately.
All
You as a
right.
dealership, you're not going to give that private price.
Correct.
But
Correct.
I think the advantage for most people that are looking to trade in their bike, they
Hmm.
probably have it paid off or paid way down,
Hmm.
or just enough to where they can get out of their bike in their current payment and get into a brand new bike. But that's just my own personal
Hmm.
experience with it. But
Right.
you know, like I
Well,
have two bikes right now, I'm underwater in, so I can't trade either one in.
which
But
which two bikes do you have?
I have a 22 CVO steel blue and a 23 Pan America.
So both of those are those are bikes and we're going to dive into that too. Bikes that are coveted, and bikes that are, they're just in not in demand at all. Okay. So the very first way that you do it with a trade as a consumer is to look up NADA. Right. That's what 90% of Harley dealerships use in order to come up with an assessment of your bike. The bike trade value kind of goes like how the housing market works, where if you have more houses on the market, then there is less demand, right? So when there's less demand, then the values go down, right? But when you have only a few houses on the market, the demand goes up. That's a basic econ 101, right? Well, the same concept works in Harley. The difference is that uh, Harley has basically flooded the market with motorcycles right now, right? So the market is extremely flooded, and the demand for motorcycles is down. So that ties directly into your trade value. Okay, your trade value. So a lot of times it's not what the value of your bike is; it's what the dealership is willing to pay for it, due to the fact that they have 300 bikes out there, right? Each dealer around you has 300 bikes, right? That's a lot of bikes. And so trade values are done there. Another good way to kind of figure out what the trade value is, because a lot of times the dealers go off of it, is auction values, right? So what did the last three sell at the auction? Okay. And you can look up auction values online. Most people have access to this type of stuff. It's not anything that you can't find. There are national auction sites all over the country. Nothing that I'm telling you now is anything that is not online already of what people are doing in order to do it. They come into the dealership like that. They already know, so they know what a fair number is. And then that's kind of what that's in order to establish what a trade value is for a bike. So now fad bikes and then kind of like bikes that are built to last. These are the different ones that hold values a lot better. So for example, a Fat Boy and a Road King, these are bikes that are a little bit more coveted, are not as coveted as a niche bike like your Pan America, right? The CVO Blue Steel is a highly coveted bike. People still want that, and you would probably get more in the private sector than you would from the dealership. But on certain bikes like that, that we know that are highly coveted, you have to go in a little deeper in order to get that person to trade, right? So that's just kind of like the concept of it. So when you look at NADA, you look at auctions, that's kind of what dealerships are looking at in order to establish, where the deal is fair, right? And no one ever states that Harley is not a for-profit company, right? Like all businesses are there for profit, right? You just don't want to get beat across the head. That's kind of where dealerships sometimes get a bad rap, right? But as far as trade values, you really have to understand what you have. I'll give you an example of bikes that are highly coveted, right? I don't care what time of year it is, I don't care where it is. If you bring in a V Rod, right, for some reason, these people love these V Rods, right? These V Rods are like insanely these V-Rods are insanely coveted for multitude of reasons, right? They have the Porsche motor, they have the 240 back tire. They were the bike that was kind of like the first kind of like competition bike to the M109 when the M109 was running the cruiser section. They were highly coveted there. So that bike was really 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 popular. So, that was kind of a bike that was there. Another bike that is really coveted right now is the Road King, right? These are bikes that people trade in, or when they trade them in, they want an extremely high value for them because everybody knows that the Road King is the perfect second bike. It's kind of like you have your touring bike. We're going to discuss that a little bit more down in the show, where you're talking about doing long distance and that type of riding. And then the Road King is more like you still want a big bike. You don't want to be on a soft tail, but you don't want something with a fairing. You want something with a little bit more raw feel to it. And then that's kind of what the Road King is for. And that's why it covered it, especially on the private market. The private market, man. The only catch to the private market is, and this is one of the benefits of trading into the dealership, is that you have tax breaks on it. Okay. So let's say you trade uh, your Pan America in, Ron, and let's say for sake of example, you don't owe anything on it. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna go with that, right? We're gonna go with
yeah,
that.
we'll go with that for right
Yeah,
now.
we'll go with that. Well, even if you owe something on it, it still works the same way. But just using this as an example, so you can keep the numbers clean. Okay. And let's say your bike is worth X. Well, whatever X is minus the sell value is what you're going to get taxed on. Okay. So a lot of
Hmm.
people don't know that. So, you get a tax break by trading in the bike. So let's say you owe 30,000 on a bike and you're buying a bike for 35,000. Well, you're only paying taxes on the bike as if it were a $5,000 bike.
Hmm.
That's part of the benefit of trading the bike in the dealership, especially if you can come close on a trade value, right? Now, let's say that same bike that's 30,000 and you as the consumer want 36,000. Well, that little $2,500 that you're going to save is not compensating you the other let's see, 2,500 minus six would be $3,500 left over. It's not gonna compensate that over. So it wouldn't be worth it to you at that time because you're still missing $3,000 more of what you wanted. But if you
Right.
wanted 32,000, 33,000, then the tax break is what benefits you. Does that make all sense what I just said?
No, it makes complete sense.
Yeah. So the trade values are like I said, these are tied directly into it, and they help when you are trying to get the price down. You don't have to pay money on tax. Harley is not requiring you to put down payment money down. Whatever it is that you have there, that's kind of what they're doing, right? So
You get to transfer your tag too. Save money there.
absolutely, absolutely. You get to transfer your tag and everything like that. And that's one of the good things about it. When you go and trade outside, yes, you might sell the bike privately, but when you sell the bike privately, you're going to have to pay taxes on that bike, right? I'm sorry, as the
Uh,
consumer, you have to pay taxes on it, right? Not
right.
the seller, right? But you still have to get rid of that bike, and then you have to deal with somebody coming to your house and test riding your bike, and you have to deal
Very
with
true.
meeting with if you got $10,000, you don't know who's coming to your house, and then you got to meet at a neutral location at the Walmart, and then you never know what's going to happen. You know that's the hard part about selling your bike privately. Unless you have friends in high places that can drop 30,000 cash or get a loan from a bank from 30,000, that's rather hard to do these days. You know, from a private side. So that's the reason why Harley works so well because they will take that trade value, especially if you have negative equity, and they will allow you to roll it into your loan so that you can you can be able to purchase a motorcycle. And some
Right.
people are okay with that. Some people want to put the money down to cover the negative equity. It just kind of depends on what they want to do.
Yeah, you know, I've sold bikes privately, and
Mhm.
yeah, you got that risk. You know, one guy came and he brought his daughter with him, so I had like a 7-year-old daughter for collateral, so it was good. If he didn't come back, yeah,
Hey, nothing like the kids for collateral.
yeah, don't let your kid back, bring the bike back.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then what if they wreck? Like I had this one guy,
Mhm.
I was selling my Road Glide, and that
Right.
thing was beefed up. I had a 124 kit in it,
Mhm.
and this guy was, I don't know, 5'6" maybe, but I had dirty air suspension, so
Mhm.
luckily it came down low enough for him. But if I didn't have that kind of suspension, somebody at 5'6" riding a Road Glide,
Yeah,
it's a lot of bike to handle, especially when you upgrade it. So you
sure.
don't know what you're getting. You might get somebody who never rode a Harley before. You know, maybe came from sport bikes. You know, you're going from a 400-pound bike to a 1,000-pound bike. Now, you don't know what you're getting, but that's true. So you may lose a little bit of money when you go to the dealer, but the convenience and some of the other savings you get, it kind of equals out.
For sure, for sure, and that's part of the benefit of it. So yes, you pay, you get less on your trade, but you get a lot ease. You get a peace of mind. Because if you ever ran into that scenario before, I'm telling you, it happens, especially here in South Florida, right? So it does happen. But I never discourage private trades. If you feel like you can get more for your bike privately, I'm generally in a fair market number for the bike, right? It's when you're being overfair. And let's talk about one other thing too. Now that I'm thinking about this, your trade values. Let's say you buy a 22 CVO blue steel, okay?
Want to
And
buy mine?
nope, I do not.
All right, gotta try.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Huh?
You buy a blue steel CVO, okay, and then you go on it and you put a one. Let's see, at the blue steel had the 117 motor, okay. So let's say you upgrade that motor to a 121, right, and then you spend $6,000-7,000 to do that, and then you buy some bars, and the bars are 400 plus whatever labor you put on, and then you do some custom stitching, and then you add a tour pack on for 3 grand because it has to custom paint match the CVO, and then you add on maybe a rim in the front, a 21-inch rim, and you do some custom LED lighting all around. It costs you about a grand. You're about 8 to 10 grand in. Well, when you trade that into the dealership, that is not a stock bike anymore. That is a
Nope.
bike with extra parts on it that has to be specific to one customer to purchase that.
Right.
That's what a lot of people don't see the value in, right? Like the dealerships want stock bikes. They don't want those custom bikes like that because they sit on the floor for a long period of time because it's a bike that's already built unless you find that one particular customer that wants that. And sometimes that is sometimes that's very rare, that's very rare sometimes. So, you
Well,
know,
I know one thing. When I go buy a new bike, those
mhm,
are the first things I'm changing. If I'm
yeah, for
not playing
sure.
around with the motor, I'm definitely changing the bars. I cannot stand those bars, the way they sit, the stock bars, and I hate the stock seat. So those two are the first things that I'm upgrading. But
Hmm.
we got to
I see Robert here has
yeah,
yeah, let's see. So I owed 11K on my Fat Boy and traded up for a 24 Street Glide, which was 26K. Okay, that sounds about right. For overall finance of 31K out the door. Okay, so he probably had a grand or two that he was negative equity. Looks like maybe a grand or two. He got the tax credit, and then you add on, you know, the regular fees from the dealership, right? So like each
extended warranty.
extended warranty. It doesn't look like he did that with 31K though,
No, probably not.
unless yeah, unless he probably they gave him a lot less for his trade. It's something like that. But you never know. It's hard to tell with just those numbers. But Rob, man, it looks like I said, it looks like you look like you got the right number. You looks like you got out of your fat bob for about 11K, 12K, and then you paid, and then you look like you maybe owed 13,000 on it, and then transferred over the difference with tax tag and fee. So it looks like a fair number. It doesn't look like anything abnormal. That's probably something we should do, man. Run scenarios uh, of what it is, and maybe people show their paperwork. That would be kind of cool to kind of see where you can look up the trade value. I can look it up real quick and then say, well, maybe it's a little bit high, or maybe you know you got a good deal on it. That would be cool too. But that's
Yeah, how much? So he owed 11K. So what did he get for the fat bob?
it looks like he got about 11K because the 26 street
He owed
line.
11.
Yeah, it had me nervous. It looks like the 20. It depends on what package he got with that 24 Street Glide. Robert, was it a blacked out motor, and what color was it? So if he answers that, I can tell you. I could get a little bit more close with it. But if he got a blacked out motor, then and then it depends on what he got for his street bob. But a street bob is probably worth. I mean, a fat bob is probably worth. And it depends on the year of the fat bob too. I would have to know that, right? A lot of those details go into play. But let's just say his fat bob is a 2019. Oh, say he got the Whiskey Fire Black. Okay, so the Whiskey Fire Black MSRP I think is around 28,000, give or take. I think that's the MSRP on it, and he bought extended warranty. Okay, so they must have gave. So then that's really good, then, Rob, because you're 31 out the door on a $27,000 bike that was MSRP. See how that Fat Bob was 2019? That's kind of what I figured. That is the perfect deal there, brother. If you got extended warranty included with that. That's not the dealership getting rich over there. They made a little bit of money, not a lot, nothing major. They're not talking about your deal on Monday morning, right? That's the key there. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool to see, and that is a fairly good. That's a fairly good. It looks like they probably gave around 8-9 thousand on your fat bob because a 2019 MSRP on that was I think that was around 18,000 if I'm not mistaken. I think it was around 18K at the time, give or take. So right now with 2019 with decent miles on it, that's probably an 8 to 9 thousand, $10,000 bike. So it kind of and so with his negative equity plus that plus the warranty, it looks like he got a pretty solid deal on that. So Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. But understanding how the trade values work, man, and understanding what some dealers are trying to do. But when you go in there, you need to have an idea of NADA of what your trade is really valued at, so that you do not get taken advantage of, and then when the deal is sweet, right? So I'll give you another example. Let's say you look at a bike and you look up NADA and you see your bike is valued at 15,000. The dealer is never going to give you retail, right? That's not what they want to give you. They want to give you clean. Okay, so you have rough, clean, and retail. Those are the three types of values that NADA gives, and they always go with the middle one, because what the dealer is trying to do is to sell the bike back, right? And you have to run the bike through the shop, and it costs money to do that, and blah blah blah. But these are things that you need to know as a consumer when you're trading the bike in, right? So that way you can have a good head on your shoulders. You're not going in there asking for a 2019 Fat Bob 17,000, and then you're getting upset and frustrated when the NADA says rough is 7,500, clean is 9 grand, retail is 12,000, and then you come in asking for 6,000 over retail. That's pretty absurd. Makes sense so far?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, buying a new bike is not only just stressful, but nobody wants to get ripped off. So that's the thing. And
Mhm. Wait a
at the
minute,
same
hold on.
time,
You said something very interesting right there. You said buying a new bike is stressful.
mhm.
Why do you feel like it's stressful?
Because just like Rob here, he was worried that he got taken on that deal. And you
Hmm.
always hear about somebody saying, "Oh, I went to this dealership and I got it for this," so you hate to feel like you're being taken. You know,
Well, I can tell
because
you, as a person who has been in the dealership, God, man, this is going to be rough, Ron. But people lie about their deal. They do it all the time,
oh
right?
yeah, sure.
They do it all the time, brother. And
Or
and
they
it,
play dealerships against dealerships and say, "Oh,
yeah,
Treasure Coast, they that same bike exactly the
mhm,
same way it is was
yeah,
21." And you
yeah,
know it wasn't 21, but they're trying to get you
exactly,
down in price, so you got to play the game. But
exactly. And I'm okay with playing it, to be honest with you. I understand that it's part of the industry. So I'm not even really upset at it, right? I'm really not.
mhm.
I just understand that it is what it is, and then we kind of go from there. And then when we understand the concept of it, then we don't allow it to frustrate you. You just understand that it's just business. You don't take it personal, and then you just kind of let it be. Trade's a very sensitive subject, especially when your trade is like a lot of sentiment to you, right? So
Mhm.
let's say you're Pan America, you rode that Pan America to Alaska, right?
Yep.
That bike has a certain sentiment, man, that even if you did want to sell it, it's hard to get rid of that because you got memories attached to that bike. You got, enjoyment attached to that bike. And a lot of people, they don't know how to let that sentiment go,
Yeah,
so.
I'm good with that.
I know that's right. I
Yeah, I'm
know
on to the
that's
next.
right.
But
He
getting
said,
back to this, getting back to the stressful part of it,
uh-huh.
um, it's such a hard dynamic because you're going in, and depending on who you are, you either
Mhm,
want that bike bad, like I got to get that next bike,
mhm.
and you just picture it, and you did a ton of research, and you want that bike, um, which kind of inhibits you from getting the best deal possible because you're not really prepared to walk away so much. You know what I mean? Now, if
Um,
you
I
what,
do. I do. I
yeah,
understand. I'll let you finish your
so
point.
that's because you want to come out, you want to ride that bike home.
Mhm,
But at the same time, if you were like on a fence, like, do I really need another bike? You
mhm.
probably get a much better deal out of it because you're ready to walk away. But
Right.
it's all the art of the negotiation. So you know,
Well,
you guys
um,
got to make it feel like we got the best deal possible, and we got to feel like we didn't get taken. So as long as it's somewhere in the middle there, we're good.
so that's where, and this is where education comes into play. And no matter me as a salesperson, and as a sales manager, right? You have to understand these things. And the only way to alleviate not having a bad experience or not being nervous or not having a stressful event is doing your research on a bike. Okay.
Mhm.
You cannot walk into, forget about Harley for a second. You can't walk into anywhere and not do your research on purchasing a home. You need to know the values, what it sold for last. You need to know the last house that what it sold for. When you go into car lots, you need to know, what the bike, what the cars are valued at. You need to know what your value is, and that is what relieves stress. And if you understand and stick to that, for the most part, then it will leave all of the stress out as possible. And then the last thing I'm gonna say about stress, and I'll let it go. Harley is a different brand than any other dealer group, whether it's cars, other organizations. You have the ability to come into a Harley store and develop a relationship with your salesperson, right? And if you develop a relationship with that person, if you find somebody that you feel is trusting and you ask them questions that you know that are hard questions that people generally would lie about, and this person tells you the truth, that's another way to alleviate that high anxiety of purchasing a motorcycle, right? I
Mhm.
hear it all the time when I come out. They tell me, "Hey, here's the numbers guy. He's about to rip me off," and I was like, "Hey guys, listen. I'm the fucking janitor. You understand what I'm saying? I clean the windows around here, right? Like, if you want to buy a bike, I don't want you to feel like you want to get ripped off. Like, I'd rather for you not to buy it because you're going to leave me a bad review. You're going to not come back to my dealership. You're going to tell all of your friends that you had a horrible experience. And to be honest with you, I'd rather not sell you the bike. I really
Well,
would. I'd rather, to opposed to avoid all of that, I'd rather not sell it. And that's a real fact right there.
well, makes sense. That's how you get repeat customers.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
And the crazy part is that I've been selling bikes in Florida for 7 years now, and I have never had anybody come back or hear somebody in the Palm Beach, South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area say, "Stogie ripped me off." I've never heard that.
I'll start it. I'll start that tomorrow.
Hey, listen, we gonna get that. We gonna do that podcast. Who he got?
Yeah, somebody's gonna pop up on here.
For sure.
I know
Somebody,
that guy.
he got me, God dog it. He got
Uh,
me.
I came in there for a used bike. He sold me a CVO, and now I have no house.
You wanna know one thing funny about bikes too, Ron? Is Harley sells themselves. You only get what you want. I've never put a gun to anybody's head and forced them to buy a bike. I've never said anything like you gotta get this. This is the what's the Godfather what's his phrase? I'm gonna make you an offer
Offer
you
you
can't
can't
refuse.
refuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never did that to anybody. Yeah, I've never did that to anybody. So, they all the bikes sell themselves. All I do is make sure that your numbers are where you want it to be.
Hmm.
And that's what any good Harley dealer or Harley salesperson should do.
Good. Well, that's what keeps people coming back.
Yeah,
You only gotta one person can. If you do one person wrong, they'll talk about you for years.
for sure.
I'll never go back to that dealership.
For
But
sure.
like you said, if you don't sell somebody that bike because you don't want to rip him off,
Yeah,
he'll come back to you eventually.
for sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. And the trades going back all the way. Let's tie it all the way, bring it full circle. When people come back in and they have their trades, man, do your research on your trade. Look up NADA, look up what the auctions are to relieve that anxiety. Don't just walk in there blindly like that. That's not cool to do anywhere you go, right? You have a car, a truck, a house, a boat. You don't just walk in there and just trust what they're saying, but
Hmm.
everybody's not, easygoing like me, but some people will charge you 10 grand over MSRP and you won't know it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
there are reasons why you can charge somebody over. I know that's going to sound crazy, but there are reasons why you can charge people over MSRP, but that's when you're trying to help them get out of a trade, negative equity.
Wow.
You know, like that's a
Or if you want steel blue in the first, pay
or
extra.
exactly if you want it the first 2 weeks, yeah, you gonna pay that number, right? Well, yeah, you go pay that number. You know, it's like getting the first Ferrari before everybody gets it. You know, it's like
Mhm.
you're gonna pay 100 grand over ticket. You know, so if you don't want it, leave it alone and wait a couple months. I promise you, it'll be there. I
Yeah.
promise you it'll be there.
No,
So,
you know how it is when you ride. You know, it's always. I mean, I'm settled down now. Like I did every possible upgrade I could do between my road glide and my street glide,
mhm.
and there's just certain things that I feel like I have to upgrade no matter what. And my next bike be the
Mhm.
same thing. I'm gonna upgrade things. It's just
Are you more of a performance guy or are you more of a comfort guy?
both.
Okay, that's interesting. Most
Yeah.
guys who do performance, they're not even into comfort. They don't even care how the bike feels. They want it to go fast. And then most guys who are built for comfort, I asked you that because you went on a long, long ride.
Hmm.
So generally, people go on long, long rides. They don't do, and when I say long, I don't mean like 2, 3 hours. I'm talking about days, right? When you go on a ride that takes days to do. They don't generally, trying to put 121s in their motors and, you
But you got
know,
to get there faster.
I don't know if you're getting there faster, right? We could talk about that too. You're not getting there any faster, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you're going faster, but that 107 will get there at the same time that 131 will. I promise you. Especially if we're going cross country, right?
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah,
It feels better on the bigger bike.
yeah, for sure. It's funny. One of the things that I learned about riding distances is when I went on my long trip. I did a trip called Four Corners.
Hmm.
To be honest with you, I got a book coming out about it. So you'll be hearing about that soon too. But when I went on that trip, the one thing I learned is that when you start doing 75 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour, and you're doing long distances, those time periods don't matter, right? Like if you're doing 90 and I'm doing 75, I guarantee you we get to Virginia at the same time. It's
Yeah,
weird.
within reason.
Nah, Ron. It's weird how it works. Okay.
It
So,
depends. I mean, if I'm doing 10 miles per hour faster more than you
but
in
you're
8 hours,
but you're stopping more.
I'll be 80 miles ahead of you.
No, you're stopping more than me. And I can ride further than you because I am on some fuel economy type stuff.
But I'm not doing 70 miles per hour, so forget that.
I know that's
I'm not waiting for you.
yeah, no, hey, listen, I'm not mad at you. It's a lot of them not like that. But I like that bad boy because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a ticket magnet. So when I get on the road, I think if I do 2 miles over the speed limit, especially in Georgia, oh my God, Georgia State
Oh,
Police,
Georgia, they're everywhere. You can't get
Georgia
around
is
them.
savage, right? I don't even know how those guys ride in Georgia, man. Like that state is brutal.
Right.
Georgia, Virginia, those states like that, man. The Highway State Patrol is, they're real out there, and
Hmm.
so they give you tickets 6 and 7 miles over the speed limit. So when I see that speed limit at 65, 70, man, I pop the look. Robert said 80 or why ride, Robert, because I always get the
Yeah,
ticket.
Robert.
I always get the ticket, brother. Always like.
Oh,
I'm
good. I'll catch you because you ride slow. I'll keep going.
Hey, listen, I'm a sticking by 75. Police officers generally don't pull you over at 75 all around the country. I've learned that rule. No matter what state I'm in, 75 is safe. You start hitting 80, 82, 90, you're asking for it,
Well, I asked for it all the way to Alaska and back, and I didn't get it.
you know. But
But
you
I have
got,
my get out of jail free card
I
ready,
was about
so
to
I'm
say,
good.
you got the ultimate get out of jail free card, Rob. I don't have that card. I don't have
Yeah.
that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
man.
funny. I didn't see any cops when I got to
You didn't get pulled over one time?
not one time. I except for Georgia, I had to go a little bit slow, but in Montana, Nebraska through Montana, that was all like 80 mile per hour roads. So if you're doing 85, 90, you're
Yeah,
like the flow of traffic.
for sure. For
So
sure. Mhm.
it's only really in the East Coast that you're gonna get pulled over, pretty much. Canada, I just see one. I saw two cops the entire time in Canada, and they
Okay.
both were doing something.
They was probably eating donuts.
I don't know what they're doing there, but they're not patrolling the roads. That's for sure.
They weren't doing. Well, listen, man, that's definitely funny. Something else. Exhaust noise, not speed. That's a big deal too, Robert. A lot of
In New
these.
York, it is. You can't modify a bike in New York. You get pulled over.
I was about to say California. If
Oh
you
yeah,
go
that too.
Miami Beach is like that too now. I was on Miami Beach one time when they have a stick that they push inside your exhaust, and if the stick pushes in, that means you don't have any baffles in there. And when you know how when people take the baffle out of their exhaust to make it louder,
Yeah,
write that person a ticket immediately. Stop me
that's
from going over
ridiculous.
to South Beach. Yeah, for sure. I stopped going over to South Beach a lot because of that. Yeah, so I don't really deal with that anymore. But it's all kind of good. Something else I wanted to bring up, since we're talking about trade values, Ron, and a lot of people are asking me why does Harley Davidson still have so many 2023s left over? Have you heard anything about this?
Just from what you told me,
Okay.
I haven't heard a thing.
Yeah, so basically, in 2023, I don't know if you guys remember, it was a chip shortage.
No.
Okay,
Mhm.
the beginning of the year, nobody could get chips on cars and stuff like that. Everything was kind of like on hold. It was weird how it worked, but the chip shortage was there, and so the manufacturers had made all of these bikes, but you couldn't get them out because they didn't have the chips to them. So they dumped on all of the dealerships thousands of bikes, brother,
Hmm.
thousands of bikes in October, November. Now, when you do that, what happens? Well, I don't know if you remember Harley used to do the release in August. Do you remember that? Where they did the new model years like how cars do in
Yeah,
August?
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when this chip shortage thing happened and COVID happened, COVID kind of really did it. It pushed it to where they now release in January. Okay. Well, the good part about releasing in August was that you get the fourth quarter sales push, right? So
Uh-huh.
all of the new models of that year, and if they release in August, you get September, October, November, and December of people wanting the new bikes. They're trying to get the new bike, and then those times of the year are busy. Well, when COVID happened and the bikes went to January, now it's nobody's buying the bike in November, December, the October, November, December because January they're waiting for the new models to release. Well, when the new models released, they got dumped on us on 2023. That's kind of what happened with all of the bikes in 2024. So you still have 2023s that have been sitting on the floor since
Well, you know
June.
what? I
Uh-huh.
think part of that is because in the 23 you still had the old radio style, right? For
You did.
the street glide mode.
Hmm. And it was even
So
worse. Did the model change? Even worse. You're
yeah,
right.
so when you had that model change, me personally, I'm not getting a 23. I'll spend the extra for the 24
Hey,
because I like that change. I like that model change.
well, the key is that some people, when Harley, and this was part of, I did a video on my channel. It was episode 112. Um, it was talking about the the things that Harley have done. What grade do you give Harley in 2024? Okay, like overall grade. Okay, and one of the reasons that I scored them high was because the interest rates that they gave on those 2023s were, man, these were compared to none. There was no credit union that could copy these. Nobody was, challenging this. Everybody was financing through Harley Financial because the 2023s were gone. Like you couldn't do anything with them. Everybody wanted the 2024, just like how you said, they'll pay a little bit more, get a 2024. But when you start getting the interest rate that was 3 and 4 points less, man, that's a big number.
Huge
That's
number. Yeah.
yeah, it's a big number. So people started doing stuff like that, and it was kind of cool to watch, and see, how Harley transitioned and how they tried to help the consumer with, yeah, well, I know you want this 24, but this 23 right here is going to be X interest rate and X term and X this and X that. And they make it to the point where all right, man, I can live with it because it's going to be about 75 to $100 less than the payment on that 24. Right? So
Yeah.
that's a big number. Now, how much do you really like that fairing? How much do you really like that Skyline operating system? How much do you really like that 117? Because that's where it's going to come down to. How much you really like it, and then that's where people make the changes and do things of that nature. So it was really, I just thought that was a cool topic to bring up, for the 2023s. As far as I gave Harley an overall grade of minus in 2024, right? A B minus. And I had various reasons why I did that, right? I like to give Harley a grade. And the reason why is because you want to know the company that you work for and you can see their flaws and you can see their strengths, right? You can see their flaws and their strengths. And so the strengths of Harley in 2024 were those interest rates, right? Releasing the new models of 2024s where they had the integrated turn signals, and they made the bike 16 pounds lighter, and they put 117s in them as opposed to 114s. Those were big jumps, like Harley is very conservative when it comes to making changes like that. And then some of the things that they did bad were dumping all of the bikes on us, on the dealerships. That has single handedly destroyed the trade value market, right?
Hmm.
And then the thing that they got the F for this year was the whole Yakin thing with the Go Woke, right? Like that,
Oh yeah. Oh.
yeah, that was horrible. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and all hard long time, Carlos. That's a 7 miles over. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
Hey, are you showing live on your Instagram?
I'm not on.
Instagram. I'm sorry. On your YouTube.
Yes, I'm showing live on the YouTube. Yeah,
It's funny. I click on your name. I don't see it.
yeah, it's showing live. I'm showing that I'm streaming. I'm the one making. I'm responding to the comments over here on the YouTube side. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
it should be coming in on here, and it's not.
no, the comments that are on the YouTube are not coming in on the email.
It's supposed to.
Mm.
We'll have to
Well,
find out about that.
we'll figure that part out we'll figure that part out later. Yeah.
All we got is our number one fan, Robert. That's it.
Hey, what's up, Robert? We rock with you, Robert. Robert is out of mid Florida, you know. So we
Uh,
got TJ Shannon over there. We got Rico coming in on Facebook. We got Pat Box. We got Corey. Man, we got all of my guys over here. Sid, what's up, Sid? We got Jerry. Jerry just got back from Minnesota. What's up, Scarlett? Yeah, we got Stacy and Andrea. So we got a lot of love showing to us. That's pretty cool. But back to what were we talking about before? We were talking about the reason why how Harley got his grade. So yeah, the last thing with the F was the whole Yakin thing with going woke, and how he set the dealerships back and set the company back so much, doing that kind of stuff, and just saying that. And man, whether whomever wants to come buy a Harley, I will sell you a Harley. You understand what I'm saying?
oh
Like,
yeah, I could definitely vouch for that.
yeah,
He will sell you a Harley.
I will sell you a Harley. I don't care if you. I have sold to multiple creed, religions, sexes, all types, because they all come to buy. To be honest with you, it is definitely becoming more diverse in Harley as time goes, and so not that we agree with it. We stay out of the dealerships owner specifically. Stay out of the political side of Harley, right? Although it affects us tremendously, but we stay out of that, man. Like, no,
You have
no,
to.
Yeah, none of the dealers agree with that. Like, you can't go into any dealer and say, "Yeah, we're glad to be woke." Like they're not doing that, man. You just stay neutral. But unfortunately, that's why I gave it a B minus, right? So, between the model, the bikes being dropped on us, and as sporadic as they were, and then the whole Yakin thing, that kind of what brought the grade down. But them really doing the 2023s, allowing people to buy the 2023s at the prices that they were selling them at, man, you were really getting your money's worth on those bikes. So that was pretty cool to see.
Mhm. Let me change the topic,
Hmm.
which we already talked about this one.
Yeah, Carlos said that he got a ticket in Wyoming for going 7 miles over the speed limit. I said, man, that's savage, boy. I'm telling you,
In
they don't
Wyoming?
in Wyoming. Yeah, I
Mm.
got pulled over in Wyoming too, but I had the nicest. When I tell you, I had the nicest police officer in the history of police officers. Oh my God, this dude took a picture with me and everything. Like, if I had if I had my computer, I could have sold him a Softail Deluxe right on the spot.
There you go.
Like he was so excited to see a Harley out there. It was like the weirdest thing. You would think in
Yeah,
that,
I didn't get pulled over once my entire trip.
man. I think they must
And I'll
have.
tell you what, that Pan America, you could easily cruise high 80s,
Oh
and
yeah, without feeling it. Oh yeah, for
nothing.
sure.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, for sure,
Um,
for sure.
and that bike kept me up, and I hit some gravel in some spots at a speed I shouldn't have been at, and
Hmm.
it definitely wasn't my riding skills that kept me up. It's that bike somehow just wanted to stay up.
Hey
So,
man, I saw I saw a couple of times where you had a tornado. You looked like you was holding on for dear life on that bad boy.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you
I mean, in Nebraska, I tried to outrun a tornado. That wasn't good.
that wasn't good. You,
No,
you
that
you
wasn't good. That
still
wasn't
with
a
us
good
though.
choice.
It must have worked.
I didn't know if I was going to make it through that one. And
Oh
then the
no.
next day in Montana, I had to deal with 35 to 42-mile-per-hour winds. And on a
Uh-huh.
500-pound bike, that's brutal.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
for
had to
sure.
actually ride lean into the wind. Hopefully, the wind kept coming from the same side just
Right?
to stay straight, stay straight up. There was
Uh-huh.
no place to get shelter. It was bad,
I can
but it made me
imagine.
a better rider.
Hey, listen, you got stronger because of it.
Yeah,
When no kill you make you stronger. That's the famous words of the Joker.
yeah,
They make you stronger.
that's
So
true.
so let's dive into this topic 3 right here, right? When is
Yep.
the best time to buy a bike? Right? I'm a subscriber of Roll Run TV, but I came in and didn't catch your introduction. Okay, yeah, Rob, we'll give you all of the details, right? You could check me out on Stogicide. That's Stogicide, right? Check me out on there. You can subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. So yeah, just to answer the comment. But back to the topic, right? When is the best time to buy a bike? So I always have fun with this one, Rod. This is kind of like I know me and you had talked about it a little bit when I told you the topic that I wanted to talk about. But the best time to buy a bike, now it varies in each region, okay, in the region of the country. Whenever your season is, this is so sad to say, for a natural disaster is the best time for you to buy a bike. Now I'll use Florida as an example. Okay, we just had Hurricane. What was that? Milton? No, what was it? It wasn't.
No,
What was it? The one that just came through Tampa. Was it an M? I can't remember what it was, but we just had a hurricane here about 2 3 weeks ago, and let's say the hurricane came on Friday. Okay, the dealership is going to shut down, or most dealerships that are in the path of the hurricane, and I say the path, I mean within maybe 60 miles, 75 miles of the hurricane, 100 miles, some of them. Yeah, it was Milton. Yeah, see, it was Milton. So I thought it was. I was like, man, Rob, you made me second guess myself. Thanks, Rob. Thanks.
we're gonna have to add Rob to the
Yeah,
payroll
we're
there.
gonna, have to, we're gonna have to add him in here. We're gonna bring him on one day. Hey, Rob, send me your info, man, so we can set this up. But yeah, so the hurricane comes on a Friday. Everybody knows when the hurricane's coming, right? That's kind of the cool part about hurricane. Well, on Wednesday and Thursday, if the dealerships are not closed, man, these guys know that for the next 3 or 4 days, nobody's coming into that dealership to buy a bike, right? It's not going to happen. You could have a Saturday. Saturday is our most packed day. But if that hurricane comes on Friday and you gotta and people are doing the cleanup and all of that kind of stuff on Saturday, man, it's like a ghost town in there. So that is the best time to come get a bike because of that. Same way if you know in New England, if a 10-foot snowstorm is coming, right? Like people are not coming into the Harley store the next day after a 10-foot snowstorm, or in an area where it's a tornado or it's a major wildfire. They know you're not coming in there or after an earthquake. I know it sounds crazy, but that is literally if you were in the market, if you can plan it, man, that's that's kind of weird. Um, the best time of the year to buy a bike, let's say you're not into the seasonal for the natural disasters, and I can understand that. Once again, it depends on your season. Like I personally think the best time is always when it's raining outside, right? So like if it's raining outside and it's been raining hard, dealerships are empty because nobody's in the dealership when it's raining, right? It's very empty in there. And that's the best time to ride. So people always say, "Man, I don't want to come up in the rain." Well, I'm telling you, it's the it's the best time because nobody's in there, and the dealerships want to sell something on those days. So you're catching the
So
deal.
how does that work as far as does each sales guy, woman, they have a quota for a month or
Yeah, you want to sell a certain amount in order to, everybody's lifestyle is a little different. Can you live on $3,000 a month? If you can, then that's what you sell. If you need to make $10,000 a month, then that's what you need to sell. Everybody's lifestyle
yeah,
is
but
different.
you're saying that the dealership wants to make that deal. Um,
Yeah, the dealer. Oh, the
is it
dealership.
real? Is it the salespeople or is it the dealership itself that really wants to make that deal when it's about to get dead?
Itself. Yeah, the dealership itself. The salespeople obviously want to do it, but it's more of the dealership. We really
But
want to.
will you make certain concessions that the see, we all know the salesman has a certain amount of money to play with on each deal, and but when it comes to those days, like you're talking about around a hurricane,
Mhm.
does the dealership offer a little bit more incentive to
No,
make it
it,
easier for the sales team?
it just takes that stress and anxiety that you're talking about.
Hmm.
You're catching the dealer in the reverse. So
Ah,
generally, you're the one that's stressed out and you're the one that has the anxiety. Well, the dealers have that too when they know it's not going to be anybody there for 3 or 4 days, right? They get that it happens, and I don't care what dealership it is. They all do it, right? They all do it. December
mm.
30th in Canada, maybe. What does that mean? Uh, oh, that's the best day to buy a bike, December 30th in Canada. Okay, all right. Hey man, that Canadian dollar, man. I don't know about that Canada bikes. Those the Canadian dollars like a dollar for our dollar is like $1.25 to them or something like that. A dollar
I, c-
20 cents.
I couldn't even find a Harley dealership in Canada. There was one a big one that they shut down.
The major
Oh
ones on the east side, the Midwest to the east side, like
yeah, I couldn't
yeah,
find anything on the west side.
yeah, not the west side. The route you went, you're not going to really see them. I thought British Columbia had one. I tried to look because I wanted to do that same ride, but I
I
didn't
don't
see.
think so because I needed tires bad, and I couldn't get any. So
So how'd you end up getting?
I just rode like 8,000 miles on a ball tire.
Sweet, ain't nothing wrong with that. Did it?
Oh
It didn't.
yeah.
Pop. It didn't pop, did it?
No, I don't know how it didn't. And
Hey, well,
I didn't
listen,
slow down at all either, which was stupid. But
listen. You had the motorcycle gods with you. That's what it
I
was.
guess
They was praying on you. The God of engines was praying on you.
it was the God of Harley hoping that I didn't get hurt and not pay my bill anymore because
Absolutely.
I'm keeping Palm Beach Harley afloat by myself.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, he said by myself. You know what? I'm gonna let that one slide there, Ron. I'm gonna let that one slide.
Hmm.
So yeah, man. But so yeah, so during the rain, that's another good time. It's a rumor that the end of the month is always the best time to buy too. It really just depends, and like I said, it depends. Sometimes you catch the dealers that if, let's say your goal is 40, okay, and you go into the end of the month and you are sitting on 55 bikes, right? Let's just use that as a number. You're 15 bikes over goal. Do you think they have any urgency to sell a bike?
Huh?
Nah, the urgency is very low. Even though they want to sell it, it's not as high as if you are the last day of the month and you need 40 and it's 38 bikes and you're that 38th and 39th bike. So you got to be careful with that, man. I don't believe that. I believe that when you develop a relationship in the dealership and you develop a relationship with your salesperson, um, then you can you'll get the best deal that way.
So,
Relationships is what gets the best deal.
so you're saying that like right now, coming in November,
Mhm.
the 25s will be coming out in January, right?
Correct.
So there's not an urge to push those 24s off the
Oh
property.
yeah, for sure, for
So
sure.
would it be better to wait till the end of the year to buy then because you
It's
want
not
to get
going to
rid of those 24s? Hmm?
so we have over 124s. Whether you wait for that now or wait for the end, remember it only applies to bikes that are coveted like that. Like it has to be a certain bike.
Right.
So remember, the more demand you have, then it gets worse, right? So whether you wait now or then, you buy now or buy then, it's not going to change because we need to sell that bike anyway, right? Now, if you are trying to get, let's say, the last 23 ultra limited and you going in that and the deal ends because Harley stopped the special financing, then that's when it's the best time to wait to the end of the year to do something like that. You see what I'm
Huh.
saying? Because they have a special promo for that. But for 24s going into 25s, is not going to make a difference at that time. You have better off waiting for the hurricane or waiting for it to rain. You have a better off time at that. I could always tell you this too. You know, Wednesday and Thursdays, another good day to buy, right? Another good day to buy. Wednesdays and Thursdays, those are generally, in my dealership, those are the slowest days. Some dealerships are Tuesdays and Wednesdays because they're open 7 days a week. When they're open 7 days, that Tuesday, Wednesday slip, that's a good time to go in there too because generally nobody's in there, right?
Hmm.
That's it's a little itchy. They want to move the unit a little bit more, versus Saturday when you got 8, 9 people trying to buy a bike. It's a little different energy.
Right.
So it's just little. Is these are all things, but what I'm telling you guys is not anything that you don't already know, right? Like this is stuff that has been going on timeless for years in the car world, right? In the car world, this has been happening for years, and we just bringing light to it because our talk is Harley talk, right? So that's kind of why we're bringing it light to this. But when you're dealing with me, every time is the best time to buy a bike. Anytime is the best time to buy a bike, because I'm always going to give you the deal that I can give you based upon your credit, right? And if your credit is good and your credit is average, you're going to get a good or average deal. That's kind of how it works. If your credit is bad, then generally you don't get the best deal because your credit's bad. Like
What's
you
the the plateau for like to go from
from
like
good
the
credit to bad credit.
not the good to bad, but good to great? So
Good
like
to
680 around there or something?
80 is good. That's good. That's going to get you an approval. You're going to be pretty decent. You're going to have the expectation of that payment. When you start getting above 740 is when it's like that's when it's like all of the love comes. That's when you get all of the love. 680
Uh-huh.
to 730 is kind of 739 is kind of like you can still get a good deal, but it's not like 740 and higher. 740 higher is kind of like platinum Amex. Wait a minute, look at Rob here. You see this comment Rob wrote? Next time, Rob, buy me a Pan American, I'll go with you. Hey, wait a minute. Hey,
You pay for mine, I'll buy yours.
I was just about to say, you got some money that we don't know about? Is that what's happening? Wait a minute. Did he hit the lottery and not tell me? What is really going on over here?
I think he just doesn't like the process, and he wants
Hey,
somebody
hey,
to
hey, baby,
help.
hey, he had some anxiety off that 24th Street line, didn't he?
Yeah,
Hey, Ron, next time, come get your Rob, come get your bike from me next time. I'll see you in about 4, 5 years because you got a brand new one now, so you ain't gonna be nowhere near ready no time soon. You
so
know,
Rob, what are you upgrading first?
yeah, for
Well,
sure. Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's a
which
good question. What are you changing on the bike first?
brand new bike? What are you going to upgrade?
If I was a betting man, I bet it's the pipes. It's the pipes or the bars.
That's the one thing I can't stand about Harley. Put out
Mhm,
such a great machine,
mhm.
and the pipes sound like a lawnmower. It drives me nuts.
So you
So
have to keep in mind. So think about this, right? I'll go this far. When you have everybody doesn't like loud pipes. And the crazy part, Ron, is that more people don't like it than do like it.
you don't have to have loud pipes, but you want not growl, but
Hmm.
you. I mean, when you upgrade the the cam and you get that total different sound,
Right,
you
right,
can keep even with your stock pipes. It's not bad.
right.
Ugh, I can't say that stock pipes are terrible. So,
Well, the stock pipe on that Pan America was really
oh
bad. Oh man,
God,
that
that's
was
the first thing I got off of that bike.
that was the worst. Yeah, that
It
was
was
really
embarrassing, like putting around the corner, like,
almost like you got a lawnmower going.
ugh, God,
But
I
yeah,
had to change that.
the look. Rob said the exhaust seat and bars. I told you, it's always that
Yeah,
exhaust, man. They always get that. Oh, he's saving up
if you
for
change that tuner, then you lose your warranty.
it. Mhm. Well, no, if he keeps a Harley tuner, he'll stay within warranty. But if
Yeah, but
yes,
then he has to go with the Harley.
yeah,
He has to go with the Screaming Eagle.
yeah, if he keeps it all in Harley, he'll be okay. If he takes that tuner outside like that, I think it's called Thunder Max. That's the popular one, or Thunder
Yeah,
Header.
I had Thunder Max on my both
Yeah,
bikes. I love
yeah.
that one. I have
But
the Dyno. Jeez, drawing a blank.
hmm,
The other big one. I have that on my bike now. I like the Thunder Max a lot better. But I
yeah,
pretty much void my warranty within the first couple of
yeah,
months anyway.
yeah. They don't really, the guys who doing that performance, they don't care about no warranty. They are just, they
Mm.
want the bike to rip and run. And look, Rob said he was going to get Screaming Eagle. Yeah, you'll be safe with that, Rob. But the
Yeah, I, I'll tell you my opinion of Screaming Eagle when Stogi's not on here.
listen, you can tell me your opinion of Screaming Eagle now. I probably agree with you. I probably agree with you. Uh-oh,
Yeah,
what's going on? Here we go. So yeah, man, Screaming Eagle is designed for. So remember, Harley is not. They're extremely conservative. So their performance is conservative. Their everything's conservative when you start. If you actually dive into the performance of a motorcycle, right? So a 114 is extremely conservative. Even a 117 extremely conservative, right? When you start dialing these motors to 131, 143, they start kicking out 190 horsepower. They're starting to kick out crazy foot pounds per torque. These are like a little bit more exotics. So you're not going to get that in the Harley world unless you start getting into Harley racing, and then that's a whole completely different game. But when we're talking about like at the dealership level and like what people are normally running, man, they're not running those things. They're keeping it nice and simple, and they just want to be able to have a little punch when they get on the highway. That's all. They're not racing quarter miles, and I don't want to pull up to the light with you, run and race that 22 blue steel. You know what I'm saying? That blue steel will probably give my bike all it want.
what do you
You know.
got? What do you ride, by the way?
So I just picked up a 2009 Road King teal with the antique white, and I'm about to do a old school build to it. I want the brown leather bags on it. I'm going to keep everything classic Harley. Put some obnoxiously high bars on it. Get some fishtails on it. I'm not going to go to a 21-inch rim. I like that stock rim with the thick white wall. I want to be able to see that. And the bags are going to have like heavy brown leather fringes on them. So
Huh.
just a bike with a little personality. I'm waiting for the 25 Road Glide Limited to come out. That's kind of what I really want. as my touring bike. Like, when we get out on the road and we start doing those big rides, um, yeah, we're gonna go from there. So, but yeah, man. So, like I said, just to wrap up topic number three, the best time to buy that bike, man. Like I said, during one of the natural disasters, during the rainy time, if it's a rainy day, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday is always a good day. If your dealership is open those days, it's always a good day on those days to purchase a motorcycle. End of the month is not always the best time to buy a bike. Develop a relationship with your Harley guy, and I guarantee the process will be a lot smoother. Okay, so rounding up that last topic, I know we kind of got carried away with Thunder Maxes and all that kind of stuff. Look at Rob. Rob gonna void that warranty already, Ron.
He already
He
did.
look, he said as soon as he get that cam, he gonna get that Thunder Max. All right, cool. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do whatever you like, brother. That's on you. Hmm.
Trying to find a. I want to show you a video here if I can find it.
Hmm.
I'll look for it next time.
Okay. So yeah, man. So like I said, those are some of the things that Harley does. Something I like to talk about too, just so to let everybody know. I just opened up a motorcycle precision riding school, right? And it's called Precision Pro Rider Miami, and it's proridermiami.online. That's the website, and basically the school is designed to teach advanced riding skills from the motormen of the police to learn how to ride like how a motorman would ride. It's multiple reasons why I wanted to get involved with this, and the main reason is that a lot of your friends think they know how to ride, Ron. They really think they know how to ride, and all they know how to do is to ride straight for long periods of time,
Yep.
right? They don't really know how to handle their motorcycle in an aggressive maneuvering in order to avoid something. They are not aware of how to do a tight U-turn because it's oncoming traffic in the other lane, right? They don't know what to do when someone slams on braking them in front of them and learning where your escape route is, to be able to handle your motorcycle and how to pick your motorcycle up. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And so this school is designed to teach defensive riding skills, precision riding, slow speed maneuvering, defensive riding is designed to do that. And the guy that I partner with, his name's BJ. He does all of the training and goes through the course. I had to actually do the course myself, and I'm a pretty decent rider, right? In all of those different facets of defensive, precision, slow maneuvering. It's a pretty, I'm pretty well versed in that. And that course is challenging, man. Like
Oh
if you're,
yeah, I
yeah,
took the actual um, course for the sheriff's office,
uh huh,
and I got hurt the end of the first week. So I made it to we started on Monday, Friday.
hmm,
I ended up dropping the bike like for the 100th time because it's just crazy.
yeah,
And I my knee swelled up like twice the size of my other knee, and I couldn't continue. But
mhm,
it's they teach you stuff that you don't realize you need.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. And like I said, most of my friends are built to ride for endurance. They're not built to ride to avoid incidents.
right?
And
Oh, you
so
don't
when
train that. They don't train that way. And the best thing you can learn in these classes is the slow speed maneuvering.
absolutely,
You
absolutely,
know, if you get that down, you're good. I
yeah,
mean, the rest of the stuff, the emergency braking and all that. That's great to know also, but
yeah.
it's great course. I mean, I don't know how in depth your class is going to be, but
Mhm.
sounds like it's right.
Yeah, it's a like I said, it just works, man. It's oh, something's going on with my camera.
Yeah, your camera.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good now. Okay, but yeah, the
You got to
class
get off. You got to stop using that Motorola Razor. It's not going to
that's
work.
it's all good. Hey, listen, but yeah, like I said, the class is designed to, to help people out, bring people to more education on motorcycle riding. It's designed to help people, make sure that they are, learning the best that they can learn. Like I said, that tight maneuvering and that slow maneuvering, that is a very big deal. That and it's a lot of riders, and it's not just a specific person. It's a lot of them ride like that. So, the next class is coming up November 9th. Shameless plug. But November 9th, if anybody wants to come join the
Yeah.
next class, and I'll be posting later on when the
Can
December
I
class,
use your bike so when I drop it, I won't scratch mine?
that'll be a hard no, right? That'll be a hard,
Wow.
yeah, hard no, right?
That's how you are. I got it.
My bike is a classic. My bike is when you see it, it's kind of like it's like an antique. You don't play around with that with this. You know what I'm saying? But we could get that Pan America out there. I'm pretty sure that could take some abuse.
Yeah, it's been down a couple times. Actually, no, I only dropped it once, and that was it. I was in a parking lot at McDonald's. I was just heat exhaustion. It just kind of tipped over.
Hmm.
But
And the good
besides
part
that,
about that Pan America, it has a good turn radius on it too. Like you
it's a
could,
great bike. I love it.
yeah, yeah. The degree, the raking trail on that bike. I think the rake on a Pan America is 26, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds kind of
So
long. You sure?
no, 32 and 35 are long. That's kind of like the breakout. The 20s is going to be closer to the frame for the rake.
Okay.
For the rake, yeah. You
All right,
probably got
I found this video. Hold on a second. Let's see
okay.
if I can get this. This is with the upgraded cam. I had this bike about a month at this time.
Let me see it.
It's a fueling cam chest completely. Does that come through?
The sound came through. I didn't see the video.
You didn't see it? Oh, come on.
Yeah, I didn't see the video.
Do it again.
Yeah. Harley Davidson X350 is the bike to train on. Don't care if it gets dropped. Yeah, for sure on that one, Rob. When I learned on a 500. There was 500s and 250s. 250s was what I learned on. The 500s are out there now. Hmm. Yeah.
Now,
What's
let
up,
me try
Black? How you doing, girl? She's still
let me
over.
try this again. Hold on a second.
Hmm. So, but yeah, man, that's those are pretty interesting classes, and like I said, they work very well with everything. I'll stop talking once you pull it up. Did we get any
All right.
updates from the election? Do we know what's going on? Not that
Yeah, Harris got 3 votes in the entire country, and the rest of
oh
them
no,
Trump.
not the electoral.
I'm kidding around.
Oh man, I was like, that's low. Good lord,
That's all
that's
she should
low.
get.
Oh
I don't know
no,
why it's not let me share it, so forget it.
that's all good. We we,
I'll
we get
figure it
the
out later.
we get the technical difficulty up later. We'll cue it up later. But yeah, man. So those are some of the things with the class. So like I said, man, if you want to get in contact with me about it, once again, it's proridermiami.online. You can go to that website and you can register for the class on November 9th. We will put the classes up in December, right after the class in November is done. So if you can't make the November 9th, that's this Saturday. Classes are 225. Uh,
Where?
Down in Miami Dade College. Down in
Uh,
Miami Dade College, I have a little spot out there where we use the range out there, and we just go out there and set up the cones and kind of go from there. So the class is mad fun. I'm telling you, it's if you think you know how to ride, you're gonna really figure out if you know how to ride or not by going through it. It's really cool.
and
But
if you don't have a bike to bring, you use Stogies.
hey, listen, we're gonna figure something out. You know what? If the school becomes successful enough, I'll buy like 10 Road Kings, and we can all use the Road Kings to drop all of them. You
Road
understand?
Kings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Road King is the one to use them on. I wouldn't buy no road glides or no street glides to do that. Those fairings will get damaged so quick.
Yeah.
So we can't really
Well, with
deal
the
with.
crash bars on there, you're not gonna hit those fairings
Mm. Yeah,
if you have them.
We'll figure it out. But and then just another thing too. February 2nd, I have my slow race competition coming up. Do you know how to slow race, Ron?
No, I mean I know how, but I'm not good at it.
You're not good at it?
I'm good at it for like 5 seconds, then
Hey,
I
listen,
can't.
man, I didn't realize. So I am not into power racing, right? Like I'm not the guy who races the quarter mile. That's never been my thing. I've always been into like slow speed maneuvering and things like that. So just watching these guys do it, man. The guys who thought they were going to win lost, and the guys nobody thought would win won.
Hmm.
It was really kind of weird. We just did our first one on September 21st this year. Had over 300 people out there. It had almost 9 to 10 vendors. Had a live band. It was pretty cool.
Wow,
So
you
it
doing that
was
again this year?
yeah. February. I'm gonna do it once every 4 months.
Oh, good. Let me know.
Yeah. The YouTube channel Stogi donates $500 to the winner. So you know, we're going to donate $500 to the winner. Hopefully, this year I can have another sponsor match my $500 and give $1,000 to the winner. It only costs $25 to get into the race.
Just
You know
give
what
him
I'm saying?
first and second place, like
Yeah.
seven
No,
fifty and 250.
no. This is kind of like a Glenn Glenn Ross. You get the $500, and the next person gets a set of steak knives. This is no 250, 150. You get all of the money for winning, right? You get all of the
All
money for
right.
winning. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. So like I said, it has all kinds of food out there. Last year we had the paella man. He had a chicken paella that, man, everybody was going crazy over that. We had vendors with different custom bills. Different motorcycle shops came out. They wanted to be a part of it. We had different sponsors with Harley Davidson. Precision Pro Router was a sponsor out there, so we had a lot of different. We had a lot. It was a really good, successful event. So I can't wait to do it in February 2nd. So those
Yeah,
guys want to fly down. Look at Rob. Rob said any idiot can go fast. It takes skill to go slow. Rob, what? Listen, I don't know about if any idiot can go fast, Rob, but it takes some talent to do that speed thing. Takes some talent to do that too. But I will concur with you, Rob, that it definitely takes more skill to go slow, for sure on that one. It is harder to learn how to slow race than it is to fly down a track on a bike. You know, it's
hmm
definitely hard to do that. But so yeah, did we get an actual update yet, or what's going on?
No,
Hmm.
we could pretty much end it now, but
Mhm.
I think Trump's at 195 electoral votes right now to 113 of Harris.
Mm. Okay, all right, cool beans. Well, listen, all the people who love Trump, y'all shout out to y'all. All the people who love Kamala, shout out to y'all. Kamala, that VP, or however you want to say it. Appreciate everybody, man. Like I said, I keep it straight. I'm straight universal over here. Straight universal over here.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah, man. So did we have any other topics we got in here queued up? Or
We went for an hour and a half here. I think that's enough for this first
yeah,
one. Well,
for sure,
second episode, but next
for
one
sure.
we could dive into a whole bunch of different areas.
Yeah, man. We definitely have some. It's easy to talk about, man. We got some trips to talk about. We got some plans to talk about, some routes,
Yeah,
different gear to ride on routes. I saw you had some gear that I definitely got a lot of questions about, as far as
yeah
the
I
gear.
definitely want to do a whole show on that
Yeah,
on gear to travel with, overpacking, underpacking, all that stuff. I'm
yeah.
taking my bike to Mexico next year, so
Hey, Ron, I might ride with you. When you going?
I'm not sure yet. I might be going like the end of May.
All right. Hey, listen, we're gonna ride down to Mexico. Don't get me tempted now, because I got my passport, and we'll figure
Yeah.
something out. I'll
Why
get
don't you
down.
leave like a day ahead of me so we'll get there at the same time?
You know what, Ron? You don't have to have jokes, man. Listen, just because I ride 70. Listen, if I'm riding with you, I won't get the ticket, okay? And maybe we go work with that.
Yeah. How about we compromise? We'll do 80. This
we,
way, I'll go a little bit slower, you a little bit faster.
hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. If we go to jail in Mexico, you have to remember,
I'll bail you out.
hey, listen, our skin tones are different. I'm definitely gonna stay a little bit longer. Stay a little bit longer.
Oh, Mexico, they don't care.
They don't care down there.
It might work against me in Mexico.
Hey, you might be right. You might be
Yeah.
right. You might be right. Oh man, but listen, man, this was a great show, man. I'm glad we got a chance to do this, and I can't wait to do the next one. We'll figure out something where we go do the next one. Okay?
I still got to work some bugs out here, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Launching on election night wasn't the smartest move. I told you we shouldn't, but you did it anyway. So
You know what, Ron? Hey, listen, Ron, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Hey, I told you I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm so with you, but it's all good. It's all good. And give them something to do while they watching Trump. You understand? While they watching VP Harris, you give them something to do. So anyway, hey, listen, I'm gonna rap to you later, man. It was good being on the show, man. Look at that. Stogi side only sells bikes and doesn't know how to ride. Listen, he doesn't know how to ride it. He has a riding school. Oh no. Hey, I love the humor. I swear to God I do. Oh man, that's classic.
We'll get you off that Motorola Razor next time.
Hey, for real, man. We gonna figure it out. You understand? We gonna keep the flip phone out of there.
Yeah. Just Metro I didn't know Metro PCS was still around, but good on you.
Always here, baby. They always here. They always here. All right, Doc.
Let's put this to an end.
Absolutely.
Watch the new president make his speech, and that'll be it.
All right.
So until next time, we'll try. I'll talk to you offline. We'll figure out when the next one's going to be.
Absolutely, no pressure.
Sounds like fun.
All right.
All right, everybody else out there, ride safe. Like and subscribe to both of our channels.
Absolutely.
And we'll let you know when the next one launches.
There you go. Stogi Side and the Real Ron TV. That's it.
Yeah. You ever wonder why my name is Real Ron TV?
No. Why is it? Tell me.
Nobody knows.
Well, go ahead. Shoot it out at the end. Get it off your chest at the end.
No, I'm also a licensed real estate agent, so I was doing real estate videos. So it was Real Ron. That made sense.
Okay.
So I just kept it to go into this.
With Real Ron TV, just most people are doing the real such and such. Like that's.
Yeah, so I kind of combined it.
I
was going to go with Ronacide, but it was too.
No, Ronacide. Oh. That sounds like something you put in your lawnmower. Hey, let me go get that Ronacide real quick and pour it in the lawnmower. It'll be all right. It's like something you put on your grass. Let's kill the weed. All right, man. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Everybody else out there, ride safe. We'll see you on the next one.
Be good.
All right.